Don't you ever let a man make you feel guilty for having boundaries that were created to protect you from men like him. Y'all be like, I feel so bad that I had to, stop responding to his one-word text message that he would send at 12 o'clock at night asking WID. You sure he not gonna be mad at me that I'm not responding? You sure he not gonna stop contacting me? I feel so bad that when he gives low energy to me and he's nonchalant, that I be giving it back. MJ, that sounds like I'm playing a game with him. I feel so bad about that. Why are you feeling bad about having boundaries that's designed to protect you from men like him? And not even men like him, to protect you from behavior like that, because the reality is that he is not his behavior. He can change, but at this point in time, his behavior is manifesting in such a way, listen to me when I tell you this, that this is making him who he is in this moment. And you're protecting yourself from that. I'm mad because I'm hungry. Okay? Oh my goodness, we're going to eat something. Okay? One thing I have learned is, listen, women who are always concerned with making men happy are women who always end up in the worst relationships. Same applies to gay men. Okay? If you are concerned with always making a man happy, let me tell you this. You're going to end up very unhappy yourself, because men need boundaries. They need structure. And they need to be checked. Do it femininely. Do it softly. Don't emasculate him. But you need to check him. Okay? When you let them get away with murder, what they do? More of it. Okay? Hold on. Let me get a little something to eat over here. Hold on. Okay? That's all they do. I feel bad. Girl, why? I just don't want to hurt his feelings. Girl, who cares about his feelings? He don't even think about his feelings. He don't even know his feelings half the time. You worry about his feelings, he don't even know what he's feeling, girl. Y'all love to mess with these men who ain't got not a lick of emotional intelligence half the time. And for the straight men on here who do have emotional intelligence, cuckoo cuckoo to you. But you know your homeboys ain't got it. Girl, he don't know his feelings. Okay? He don't know it. I don't want to hurt his feelings. Okay? Oh, y'all like my hair? This is how I look at the top. Can you see? Okay, thank you. All right, write your questions in here. I'm going to answer what I want to answer. I'm going to skip what I don't want to answer. If I don't see your question, then it wasn't meant to be seen. Sweet baby Jesus didn't want me to see it today. And we're just going to have to accept that. Okay, let's see my first question. Let me see. You know I was thinking about all day that song, Ain't No Way. Ain't no way for me to love you if you won't let me. Married man left on a family trip. Hold on, what? I think your grammar's not good. Let me read through this. Married man left on a family trip without telling me. Oh, your man who's married. You his wife, I'm assuming, okay? Your man left to go. Hold on. No, I'm confused. You're the other woman. You said married man left on a family trip without telling you. So he left to go on a trip with his family and didn't tell you in advance. Okay. He said, and I asked if he had any plans, and he said, no, I'm done with him. But what do I do now? Go to therapy. What else is the other option? I'm not clear. What is the other option here? He's married. He went on a trip with his wife and kids and didn't tell me nothing. Treat me like I'm some common hussy. Like I don't matter to him. I've been his other woman for 15 years. 15. And he's gonna go off with his wife, with his wife. He don't even like her. You see how that sounds? You see how it sounds? You see how it sounds? Y'all just be sounding crazy. Okay, just be sounding crazy. Hold on. And what am I gonna do? Huh? What am I gonna do? He just left me here. Just left me like I don't mean nothing to him. And y'all laughing because some of y'all like this and some of y'all got girlfriends like this. Okay? Now, if I was the other woman, I'd tell you what I'd do. And I would never be the other woman because I'm just too, I don't call it possessive, but I don't share nothing. Okay? You know how some people, when they be out, they want to share their lip gloss or share their drink. Girl, can I try your lip gloss? You can't even try my lip gloss. Girl, can I have a sip of your water? No, you can buy a bottle. I don't share nothing. Okay, girl, please. I don't want no married man. Because I'm the one who throwing on you something serious. You see what I'm saying? I'm the one that do that. I'm the one that'll do that. Okay? And then next thing you know, and I'm going to get in his head. Okay? Get him all sprung and all caught up. And then block him for 2 weeks. All right? That's how his wife going to find out when he moping around the house. Because I ain't answering his calls. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can't do that to her. Or to him. I know me. So I don't mess with that. But you're mad that he went with his wife. His family on the trip. How he going to go with those kids? Those kids. I know they got 4 of them. Girl, please. Go to therapy. Okay. All right. You asked for some financial tips. Let's talk about them. All right. Write your questions in the queue, babies. Okay. Financial tips. Let me tell you this, okay? I'm 40. Okay? I know a girl may not looking. Cuckoo ka-choo. All right? But I'm 40. Okay? And I love saying that. And if I could do anything all over again, what I would say I would do financially is I would be putting money aside for my future, for retirement. A lot of y'all think of retirement as something you got to put money aside for long down the road. And we ain't going to stay on this topic too long, but y'all need to hear it. I'd be putting money aside for my future, but more than that, I'd be investing in my future. So I don't know about Social Security, but the way a lot of y'all spend money, that may not be enough for y'all. Y'all be taking loans from your 401ks all the time. We're not contributing at all. You know, I would set money aside for my future, and I would be living in a way where my expenses are low. I spent so many years in my life living in big houses, big this, big that. In every space I ever lived in, I only used 3 rooms. My bedroom, including the bathroom, you know. So my bedroom, bathroom, whatever. The kitchen, because I never ate in the dining room. I always ate in the kitchen, like at the counter or whatever, or the island if it had one. And the little TV room. So why you need all these extra rooms? My one house had a 3-car garage, something like that. Never parked the car in there. Or rarely parked the car in there, I should say. You know? You got a yard you barely use. Well, I got these guest rooms just in case we have guests. Fuck those guests. They can stay at Airbnb. Why you want to pay for a bigger house for, year round for when guests come 2-3 times a year? Why is it your responsibility to sacrifice your financial future so that they don't have to spend money on an Airbnb or on a hotel? You know? And so I had to learn that. You know? I'm very transparent. I've been through financial ups, downs, and all arounds. That's what I would say. Mm-hmm. And if your employer matches your contributions on your 401k, you know how you put in money and they put in money, I would at least be contributing up to their maximum contribution. Let's say they're going to match you at 5% of your income. That means that every dollar you put into your 401k, up to 5% of your income, they're going to match it. That's free money. Why would you not? You know, why would you not? Mm-hmm. That's just me. We'll come back to some financial stuff later. Let me see what the next question is. Let me see here. Okay. Let me say this in advance. I know some of y'all don't like when I eat on camera. I'm going to say this nicely now. Because I don't want to have to say it later. There's a little X button in the top right corner of the screen. Depending on where you're watching it, just get the fuck off my live. Okay? But baby, I don't give a fuck about your manners. What you think is good or bad. You don't pay not one rent check. You don't pay for not a piece of cotton or Q-tip in my house. Are you telling me what you think I need to be doing? Okay? I want to say more. Or some people say I cuss too much. All right. All right, let me read this one. Part 1. The guy I was dating dumped me because I was honest about seeing other people. Okay. He wanted to be exclusive, but I didn't. But now I'm ready for exclusivity, and I only want him. And he told me he doesn't like me anymore and is moving on with someone else. Well, duh. I begged him to be with me. He blocked me, but I still want him. I know I'm dumb. What do I do? Stop being stupid. Oh. Girl, that's stupid as hell. No, you didn't. It's not that you didn't want to be exclusive. You self-sabotage that relationship. You self-sabotage that relationship. Y'all find a good man who ready for you, and you self-sabotage it. He ain't got enough edge. He too committed. He too nice. And then when he say, fuck you, I'm moving on to somebody who actually value me, I want you back. Girl, are you addicted to being alone? Are you addicted to desiring, to wanting other people, to wanting a man who don't want you? If he was dating other bitches, would he tell you? If y'all not exclusive? You fell for the fucking trap. You with other people? I ain't with nobody else. I'm as curious as you. That's not the question you need to be answering. The only motherfucking question you need to be answering is when he asks, do you want to be exclusive? The fuck? What you doing in your own time if y'all not exclusive is your motherfucking business. All right? That's like you trying to sell your house. And other buyers come along. So are you entertaining other offers? None of your motherfucking business. You want to put an offer down or not? You see what I'm saying? The hell? That's not his business. It's not about lying. It's not his business. So how you answer if he asks you? Okay? If he be like, so you with other people? Baby. Let me tell you this. I am focused on our time together. I'm enjoying you. But what I'm more focused on is when are you going to make this official so that you don't ever have to even ask that question. You don't lie, but you flip it on him. That's the real question. Because imagine if you said, no, you're not with nobody else, right? And then he'd be like, okay, cool, that's what's up. So you want pizza for dinner? So now you done told him you have no leverage, that you focused on him, that he ain't got to do shit to get you to focus because you already focused on him. He ain't got to do shit. Why would he? Girl, no. The stupidity was that you opened your mouth and showed your cards. You don't show your motherfucking cards. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say shit. If you don't want me to be, I'm monogamous. So if you don't want me to be with nobody else, then you need to make it so that I'm not going to be with nobody else. Let's make it official. We ain't getting no younger, baby. And I'm ready to be with you. Woo-woo. Together for always. To heaven, to hope, through sickness and through health. And you live with them, loving me for life, to heaven, hope forever, baby. The fuck? Y'all gotta learn how to deflect a little bit better. I'm ashamed of you women now. You all don't know how to deflect. Okay? What do I do when I'm waiting on my husband and the only one I'm with buys an engagement ring, knowing I'm not divorced yet? When I told him I never want to get married again. What? I believe he did it because we're moving to another state, and it was more for to be with him. Girl, so you still in the marriage that ain't done. The divorce ain't final, I guess. And so the man you with bought you a ring. But you told him you don't want to be married. Well, girl, if I was advising him, I'd tell him to leave you the fuck alone right now because you don't sound like you fully emotionally available. He a rebound. You may want to get married again in the future. You may not. But you're not ready for him.
know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, you know, sometimes you be separated, y'all not fully divorced yet, but y'all not living together, whatever it may be. Do you? You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, girl, The problem ain't him, girl, it's you. Love you, but I'm just being honest. Is it hard dating when you're famous or well known? It depends. Yes. Yes. I would not wish fame on anyone. I'll say this real fast and we'll get back to y'all. But since you asked, I'll answer. I never talk about my dislike of fame too much because I feel like people are like, well, you're famous. Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, people tend to have very little empathy or compassion for people if they feel like you got more than what they got, or if they feel like you have something that other people may want. But truth of the matter is, I got famous just because I'm really good at my job. I'm good at getting on the camera. I'm good at making people laugh. And people say I give good advice. That's what they've told me. And if you do something good enough and you do it in a public way in front of a camera, you'll probably get famous, right? But I think that where fame becomes difficult is anything that people see as putting you in something that they think is above you, right? Above them, I should say. It makes it more difficult for dating. So, for example, ladies, if you make a really good living, you make a lot of money compared to the men you're dating, some of them will have a hard time feeling masculine in your presence. They'll feel intimidated. Same thing if you're exceptionally beautiful. Beautiful women get approached the least because men are intimidated by them, right? Fame is just another element that makes people more intimidated from you, right? They want to be close to you, but they're intimidated by it. They want to have you, but then they're scared that everyone else wants you, that you're going to be with everyone else. So for me personally, it took me years to adjust to that. In the beginning, I was in a relationship for quite a while on camera. And you all never knew anything. I would always say I was single. But the person who I was with for quite a while, he was someone who, how can I put it, was very accustomed to being around famous people. He was not famous. But he was very, 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 very accustomed because of what he did. So it meant absolutely fucking nothing to him. So that was great. He had his own money, he had his own everything. He could have cared less. So that was fabulous. Generally speaking, I focused on dating guys like that. I focused on dating men who got their own whatever. They need to be exceptional in whatever it is that they do. Because I think when a man is exceptional in whatever he does, he can see you being exceptional in whatever you do, and he's not intimidated by it, right? And at this point in my life, if there were hypothetically someone in my life, he does not in any way care about this stuff. He is amused by when people get excited to interact with me. So I guess it's difficult until you realize how to date. You know, it doesn't bother me now. You know. What's the next question? Enough about me. I asked him when he was taking me out, then he proceeded to say I should take him out to show him how I want to be loved. And you should block him. Girl. Girl. Mm-mm. Girl. Mm-mm. When you gonna take me out, Daddy? When you gonna take me out? Dusty. You know how Youre 7 says Dusty? She calls him Dusty, so I just love her. Dusty. Mm-hmm. Dusty. Mm-mm. I wish the man would. Mm-mm. He said, I'm stunning. Me? Thank you. Thank you for getting my book, baby. All right, let's see. What's the next question? What am I having for dinner? I had a nice little stew, something or another, with some vegetables because I'm trying to cut back on the carbs. I don't see any more questions here. Does this mean y'all want me to go? Does this mean y'all want me to leave? Is this what it means? Or do I have to read through the comments? Some of y'all don't write questions in the questions queue. Have I watched the newest episode of Pop the Balloon? Is it out now? I'll watch it tonight. I'll watch it. Let me see here. Let me see here. I mean your questions. I want a mango. I don't think this one's ripe enough yet. I like when they soft. Let me see here. Why do men block you instead of communicating with you? I think they're just emotionally immature. I don't know. You said, how do you get over a breakup? By putting yourself out there. I never have understood this. I never understood when people have a broken heart, why they sit on the sidelines forever and don't get back into dating, soon. Like they're waiting until they are totally not hurting anymore. Totally have no residual feelings about the relationship. Then I'm going to go date. That doesn't make sense to me. Because, number one, life is short. Why would you allow somebody who it didn't work out with you to keep you from enjoying life? You ain't got to marry everyone you date, but you can at least allow yourself to go out with people. You know what I mean? So that's number one. I do not like this angle. Okay? So that's number one, right? Number two, hold on. Number two, they said my traps look nice. I don't even know what a trap is. What's a trap? Well, thank you. Number two, and I stand by this. I don't care what nobody say. You could meet your one while you out here interacting and living your life. So don't shut yourself off. Or at the very least, meet men that remind you of your worth. Not to say you need a man to tell you your worth, but I'm just saying. Oopsie, hold on. But I'm just saying, like, it ain't nothing like sometimes when you done had your heart broke and you go out here in these streets and some man just remind you that you really are that girl. You know what I mean? That's fabulous. You know? So go out and date. Just go be social. Go get in some activities. Go do stuff you want to do. Empower yourself. Now don't be going back to school immediately. Y'all love to go back to school. No shade, no tea. But I feel like with women, especially my sisters, and the minute y'all have a broken heart or any kind of trauma, it's I'm going back to school and I'm cutting my hair off. Girl, do whatever you want with your hair. I don't care about that. That's your hair. But my point is, girl, can we find activities that are empowering, that add joy to your life, but that don't have to be all about work? Then you wondering why you 35, 40, 50 years old burned out. Because you're treating heartache with work. Let me go do more work. Girl. Really? I know school ain't that fun. Getting into debt? Okay. Girl, go join a salsa class. I don't know. Go do some trips someplace. Move to a new country. I'm saying. You know? Oh, Sarah says, honey, I owe it to you as my new man is crazy about me. Of course, darling, because you deserve it. That's my feeling about it. I just feel like that. What's my next question? Hold on. You said your trapezoid shoulders are looking broad. Okay, that's what a trap is. Thank you, Warnell. You know, a bitch never did well in school. I'm like, what's a trap, baby? You said the happiest I've ever been is with an older man. I'm 30, he's 36. You go ahead, Bookie. Let me see here. How would you recreate the chase feeling in a long-term relationship marriage? I want to feel like we're parents. What? I feel like we're parents versus leaning into. I don't, because you rewrite that, baby. Maybe I'm just not smart, but I don't know what you asking me. I want to answer. That's why I read it, but rewrite it for me, okay? Okay, let me see here. MJ, I met this person a couple months ago after an unhealthy relationship, and it feels good, but it's so overwhelming and foreign to me. I feel like he might propose soon, like this weekend. Is it too soon? Girl, let the man propose. And you can say yes if you want to, but here's the key, bitch. I've been proposed to twice. You don't have to get married until you feel like it. You can always say yes. Girl, I would rather him do that prematurely than delayed. You can say yes. Never, unless you absolutely know that you never want to marry this man, do not turn a man down on his proposal. You can delay the marriage. I know bitches who've been married, who've been engaged for 2, 3, 4 years. Okay? All right? You can say yes, but just the date of the wedding ain't got to be no time soon. Men love, just depending on what his cultural background is, how he's wired, men love to propose. They love that shit. They love it. Because he wants to feel like you locked in. Can't be mad at him. You a bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? I remember the first time it happened to me. He was like, I want to marry you. That wasn't the proposal. We had been together at that time for maybe, don't judge, 3 weeks. Honey, of course. I try to teach you girls, but you don't listen. And so he said that, and I was like, you do? Why? He was like, he tells me all the reasons. Because you this, you that, you blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh. I was like, well, I don't know. That sounds good, but I guess when you're ready, you'll let me know, huh? Hint, hint, right? Hint, hint, right? Oh, for those who don't know, my best-selling book called Get the Fuck Out of Your Own Way, A Guide to Letting Go of the Shit That's Holding You Back, is available through the link above or below this video or the link on my Instagram page. It's available where books are sold. We've got the audio version as well, and we got the digital version, so you can get it anywhere in the world. Right? So he's like, hey, South Africa. So he said that. So eventually, when he proposed, was I ready to marry him tomorrow? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But that's the reason why you don't get married the day after your proposal. Right? People still, it's just, I intend to marry you. Right? Mm-hmm. It's me reading the audiobook. I'm reading it. And so, he asked, when I remember we're out, no, we was actually at home. And he was just like, he comes in, I'll sit on the sofa. He comes in front of me, pulls me to the side of the sofa, and gets on his knee right in front of me. Right? Like, my legs open, he sits right in front of me on his knee, facing me. And he put his head on my chest and wrapped his arms around me. And he was like, baby, I love you so much. And I was like, I love you too. Kissed him on the forehead. And I didn't know what he was going to do. Not really. I love you so much. I love you so much. I was like, I love you too. And he leans back. I don't know where that ring was. I guess it's in his hand the whole time. And just slides that thing on there. How did he have the right size? Because I told him that. I always find a way to slip out the fact that my ring size is at 8.5. I think it's still 8.5. I always find a way to bring that up. The fuck? I want to be with you forever. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, give me that motherfucking ring. Hell yeah. You want to be with me forever? Sure. Sure. Alright? Here's my logic. If a man proposes to you early, oh, this one's soft. I want another mango. That one just didn't do what it needed to do. Right? This one feel right. Right? If a man proposes to you, right? Even if you're not ready, Girl, now he has incentive to get his act together. Not get his act together, because you don't want to be with nobody who ain't got their act even together. You know what I'm saying? Now he got incentive to come correct. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I'd rather be that girl with an early proposal than that bitch waiting forever. So yeah, you said it feels foreign to you. Well, okay, it does feel foreign to you. But foreign ain't gotta be bad. You know what I mean? Hey, Brenner. You see, this guy said he wanted to marry me the first day he saw me. Girl, I remember I was dating a guy for barely a month. And when he introduced me to his mother, what he said, as soon as she came in, because his mother was there, and I knew I was going to meet her that day. So as soon as we walked in, he's like, Mom, Mr. Malcolm, I'm going to marry him. His mother's like, didn't y'all just meet how long ago? He's like, yeah, I'm going to marry him. You thought I was like, oh, stop playing. I stood there all flattered. Really? Like he didn't just tell me that last night, too. I was like, really? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh, my God. I look right at her. Your son is so special. And it's so nice to meet you. I was nervous about meeting you, but I had a feeling that you would be incredible just because he couldn't come from anything less than an incredible woman. Girl, she was nice, too. She was real nice. Girl, the fuck? Girl, I love that shit. I love that shit. I don't know how y'all be walking around here be all mean and stuff. I love that shit. I be flattering people all the time. I'm so nice. I am very nice. I am. I'm not be cussing y'all out on camera, but I'm actually nice. I'm just introverted. What's my next question? Oh, you said tip the rind to ripen it faster? Put in the paper bag? Thank you, baby. And in a dark place. I'm going to do that. Let me see here. MJ, I met this person a couple months. Oh, I already read that one. Sorry. What other questions I should ask to help assure he's a good partner? Oh, because you just mean someone you want to ask some questions like to know if he's a good partner or not? First of all, trust your feelings. Trust what you observe. Trust your instincts more than you trust the words coming out of his mouth. A man can tell you anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that all men lie. I'm saying if you're just going based on interview, well, he answered all the questions right. That's not enough. Trust your instinct. But some of the questions I would ask, and in due time, this is not first date questions, you know? You gotta say in a flattering way, though. You'd be like, you are so handsome. Be at dinner or something, and just start looking at him. In a way, you want him to notice you looking at him. You know what I mean? You just sitting there in the kitchen eating a mango, like how I'm doing now. And you just want to look over at him. Just be like, you, him, I'm me. Just look at him. He's going to be like, what? Like, you want some? Okay. He'd be like, what? You got so handsome. I know I'm blowing your head up, but I don't care. You're so handsome. Like, real. How you single? How you single this long? I don't understand it. You see how I just asked him, why are you single? I ain't say it in a very, what do you say when you're interrogating somebody? That way. I'm not saying it like that. But I'm just mean I just be chilling. No, but I know you get attention. I'm certain of that. If you had to say what the reason is why you single, for instance, for me, always volunteer an answer if you're asking him the question. Volunteer your answer. Right? Vulnerability encourages other people to be vulnerable. Right? There was a book by a hostage negotiator. And he said, if you want people to be vulnerable, be vulnerable. Right? So if someone's trying to get someone to get out of a hostage situation. My wife just left me too. For instance, like with me. Like for me, I gotta be honest, like, and be real. You know, I know me and my ex, we broke up 2 years ago. And you know, I get attention too. But I just was not emotionally available. I really wasn't. I was thinking everybody was gonna be just like him. I wasn't. I was too busy working, doing what I was doing. You see where I'm going with this? You see where I'm going with this? So you volunteer. Anybody said, that's why I was single all this time, but I'm trying to figure out how you so amazing, how you been single this whole time. That's how you ask them questions to get them to open up, right? While sharing at the same time. It's not manipulative because you're sharing too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Hey, the Childcare Whisperer. I love his videos. So, I thought you ask questions. Pay attention to answers, but pay attention to patterns. Patterns are more important than words. How does he communicate with you? How does he deal with you? Have you noticed inconsistencies in things that he says? It's like, hold on, I thought you said something different before. Or that just doesn't align with what you said before. Don't go questioning, but I thought you said, huh? Girl, do that. Stop questioning. Stop calling people out when you think they lying to you. Let them lie. Let them lie. Let them talk. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what's up. Mm-hmm. No, I get it. I get it. Mm-hmm. I would feel the same way. Girl, that's what I'm talking. I'm good at that. I'll let you lie into the ground, baby. I will let you lie. And I won't tell you that I know you lying. You won't figure it out until I cut you off. You see what I'm saying? And then you still be questioning, why you cut me off? And I still won't tell you why I did it. How do you get over someone who treated you like crap? However, your heart is still involved and you care about that person so much. How do you move forward? How do you stop going back? And know your worth. Girl, you didn't love them. You loved what you hope they become. You loved the fantasy and the image, the character that you made of them in your mind. You did not love them. Because if you really think about how they treated you, how could you love anybody like that? You didn't love them. You see what I'm saying? You didn't love them. If you sit down and just wrote on a sheet of paper all the things that person did to you and ask yourself, if somebody off the street, a coworker, just somebody who you're not close to treated you in the same way, how would you feel about them? Some of y'all would have knocked them upside the head. I'm not saying you should, but I'm saying, you know what I mean? You didn't love them. You love the fantasy of what you hope they become, and you just haven't let that go yet. Although you've let go of the relationship, you still haven't let go of, could they have changed? If I would have changed, could they have been better? Right? You didn't love them. Girl, you didn't love them. I don't care if your self-worth is low or high. You didn't love them. You know? And the key, yeah, you got to work on your self-worth, but you got to also be honest with yourself. You didn't love them. Yes, I did. I would have done anything for them. No, you weren't doing it for them. You weren't being patient for them. You weren't tolerating the abuse for them. It was actually selfish what you were doing. You were staying in this relationship. I got to turn that key. You were staying in that relationship because you wanted what you wanted so bad that you were willing to ignore the fact that this person couldn't give it to you. It was like you got a 2-year-old and put them in the driver's seat of a tractor trailer truck, one of those big old 18-wheelers that go down that you see riding down the highway. You know what I'm saying? And told the 2-year-old to drive it. They were incapable of doing it. But you projected on them that they are capable. You are capable. You are capable of not being abusive. You are capable of not being a narcissist. You are capable of not treating me like crap. Not because you love them, but because you were so focused on getting what you wanted that you were willing to project onto them and ignore that they were not capable of what you wanted. You allowed them to sit in a position where they clearly we're going to fail with it and stay failing with them. I'm not saying that they are justified in how they treated you, but what I'm saying is abuse, mistreatment, all those things are an obvious manifestation that will usually happen when you put someone in the high-ranking position of being your partner, your lover, your confidant, and they clearly lack the emotional maturity, the mental stability, the security within their own heart to be able to perform the role. So my point is, you didn't love them. You just were selfishly wanting what you wanted while ignoring that they couldn't give it to you. Once you kind of acknowledge that for yourself, baby, it gets real easy to get over them. Just like, oh shit, I was the problem. God, now they treated me like crap. They did. Now they did. They really did. How he put me on the side of the road after Thanksgiving dinner. Now that was a doozy. That was a doozy. But yeah, yeah, it was me. I was ignoring a lot. Yeah. Woo, that was a doozy. You see where I'm going with that? So that's how you get over it. By forgiving yourself for everything you ignored and everything you allowed. And in some cases, some of the stuff you created. You sitting here fussing at a man who got the emotional maturity of a toddler. You sitting there being, why won't you love me? You know that Beyonce song? Why don't you love me? Tell me, baby, why don't you love me when I make me so damn easy to love? That was y'all. And he has no, you want to frustrate an emotionally immature, narcissistic, toxic man? Demand love from him. Demand it. Why didn't you come home last night? Why didn't you blah, blah, blah? Because then in his mind, he like, is she dumb or is she stupid? I've been the same way this whole time. I mean, I done slept with her sister, for God's sake. Why did I come home last night? Because I was with my coworker. I was in bed with her. What you think I was doing? The fuck? They be frustrated with you. Why are you still here? He talking to his mama. His mamas be real with him. Like, why that girl still with you? Where's my other phone at? He went on the phone with his mama. I'm going to be his mama. And she's still with you. Why? Because you ain't shit. You know that, Tommy. You know you ain't shit. Why she still with you? Huh. All right. Well, if you like it, I love it. Ask her to make me a peach cobbler. That last peach cobbler was good, though. Mm-hmm. My God. Is he going to stay with her until Christmas, huh? All right. Everybody know he ain't shit except for you. So how you get over it? By just forgiving yourself for ignoring the obvious and moving on. Maybe do some therapy to work on the parts of yourself that motivated you to ignore the facts. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I got some straight friends, some straight male friends. They not all of them are like this, but I talk to my male friends. And I just be like, and she putting up with that, huh? Let me see a picture. Is she ugly or something? No, she pretty. And she like you. You're like, yeah, I mean, I ain't hiding nothing. I mean, when I came home the other day and I had the hickeys on my neck, she got mad, but she still let me come over the next day, too. Okay. All right. Well, tell her to make me a peach cobbler. She can cook, right? I'll make a peach cobbler. She'll make it. She made one for you. Tell her to make 2 out. Just bring me one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see what I mean? Let me see here. What's my next question? How do you get back to being a feminine partner versus a mom and a parent? Feminine energy, first of all, is not the only energy that will always be within you. We all have masculine and feminine energy. You are a feminine energy person if feminine energy tends to be your more dominant or your more default energy source. But everyone has masculine and feminine energy. Even the most hyper masculine man still has feminine energy, right? Everyone has both energies in them. One of the first pieces of how to come back to your feminine energy within yourself is, first of all, self-care. All right? I feel more feminine when I feel more beautiful. Period. I take care of my body. I take care of my face. I take care of myself. Right? I'm going to make sure that I take care of myself. You know? I got to do so much for these kids. Girl, okay? If you don't go and make sure that you get yourself 15 minutes in the bathroom,
just to pull yourself together, girl. All right? I don't care. Let them sit right there while you doing your makeup. I don't care. You know what I mean? But take care of yourself. I really need some dental floss because this is right here. It's right here. It's right here. You see right there? You see it? You know, you take care of yourself. Number one, feminine energy is about operating within your power. One of the things that I will never allow a man to do with me again. Now, when I was younger, I used to get caught up in this. You cannot ruffle my feathers. All right? You can hoop, you can holler, you can get emotional. The most powerful feminine thing you can do is stay calm. Be in control of your emotions. I feel most within my feminine energy when I'm in control of me. So what I do is if somebody is touching a button, I end the conversation. Okay. Well, baby, why don't we do this? Why don't we come back together and finish this conversation when we both are calm? I didn't put it on, I'm putting it on both of us.
So what you mean? What you mean?
What I mean is that I love you and you love me. But I feel like the energy that we're giving to each other may be distracting from that love. And I want to be able to fully hear you. And I'm sure you want to be able to fully hear me. So I'm not going anywhere. This isn't a breakup. It's just me saying, why don't we talk about this a little bit later on when we're calmer? Okay? Girl, you will operate in your feminine energy when you control yourself, when you don't let a man ruffle you up. A man texts you last minute talking about, can we go out? Can we do this? Can we do that? I'm talking to everybody, not just the mothers and the wives. I'm talking to everybody. A man texts you last minute, hey, what you doing? I'm by your house. 4 hours later when you text him back. Only people who call us manipulative are men who do this shit. When I did that post about how to respond to texts, the only people who was calling manipulative was the men who do this shit. Right? So you text him back. 4 hours later, however long later. Hey, baby, I was busy, but my day gets really busy. So tomorrow, if you want to see me, or any day if you want to see me, just hit me up in the morning or early in the day. I want to make sure I make time for you. I can't always guarantee that I'll be available when you reach out to me with such short notice. Y'all think you being more feminine when you fussing and being emotional, girl. All you do is teach him how to control you. And you talking about how to be more feminine when you're a mom and a wife. Girl, there's nothing more feminine than nurturing. You're nurturing. You have to accept that femininity manifests itself in different ways, not always in the cutesy, dainty way that when you're dating. It manifests in different ways. Your femininity manifests differently, so be okay with that. You know? But one thing I will tell y'all right now, stop fussing at these men. I'm serious. Stop getting emotional with these men. Stop sending 3-4 paragraphs when you're mad at him, when you're annoyed with him. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. She said, sorry, I'm paying attention, but you look so good. Thank you, baby. Right? If you want to give a man control, fuss. And if he says something real crazy to you through text, like, not crazy, you know what I mean? But like, if he says something to you through text, where he trying to pick a fight or whatever, don't respond. Don't respond. He may try to call you. He may text you again. Don't respond until you are fully ready and fully calm. That's one of the keys to maintaining your femininity, especially in conflict, is do not open your mouth. Do not text a message. Do not write anything. Don't do no emails, no DMs, no nothing. Until you are so calm that you know that no matter what he says back to you, it's not going to trigger you. But people say, well, how long do I kind of step back for? When I say, hey, you know, we can't talk right now. I need to kind of cool out, or you need to cool out, whatever it may be. Is it an hour? Is it 2 hours? It's when you know that you can come back to the conversation, and no matter what he says, you will be fully in control of yourself. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. That's how I look at it. I will never. I remember one guy, he told me he was crying. Big masculine man. And I love when a man cries. Let me tell you what was happening. He was crying because he was going off
fussing about something. And I wouldn't give in. He wasn't like going off. He was fussing about something. Trying to pick at me. And at the core, I think he just wanted more time with me. Fine. But he wasn't handling it right. You're always so busy. You this, you that, you the other. Just accusations rather than requests. Ask for more time. Don't accuse me. So he's doing all that. And I was like, I said, why don't we do this? I put my hand on his chest very gently. Why don't we come back together tonight or even tomorrow, whenever works, and we can finish this conversation then. Why we gotta do that? Well, because I recognize that I'm not able to fully receive what you're saying with how you're coming across right now. I'm just being honest with you. I'm not able to. So what? What's that supposed to mean? Start doing all that. Tears start coming up. He was probably triggered. Probably got abandonment issues. But I didn't create those issues, so it's not my job to tolerate being beat down by those issues. I can support you and be patient with you because we all got our own stuff. But I'm not going to sit up here and be spoken to any kind of way. You know, if you want to talk to anybody kind of way, go do it to the mama who abandoned you. Go do it to the daddy who abandoned you. I'm not that person who traumatized you, so I got to deal with all that. Go bleed on somebody else. We're here to be healthy together, or at least try. So he's doing all that. You think I was going to give in? I was like, I understand. I gave him a little hug. Let's do this. Kiss him on the forehead. Just take time. Decompress. I promise I'll be back. Girl, this big old man, 6'2", crumbling, crying, fine, thinking that his emotions gonna rev me up because he crying, but he's still talking, hurling accusations. That's your problem. That's your problem. You so cold. You so cold. You don't give a fuck about nothing. You don't give a fuck about nothing. You know how they do. They say we emotional. Girl, ain't nothing more emotional than a man. Quit playing. A masculine energy man to be so emotional. Because they don't know how to manage it half the time. You so emotional. No, you so cold. You so cold. You this, you that, you the other. Girl. I stay calm as a motherfucker. I stay calm as a motherfucker. Why would you react, girl? Why would you fuck this up? No shade, no tea, and I'm not trying to manipulate it all. But girl, you're in control. Not necessarily of him, but of yourself. Why react? No, don't be all cold like that. You can be warm. You can rub your hand on his back. You can coddle him just a little bit if you love him like that. But you don't feed into that shit. The fuck are we doing, girl? Girl? We ain't doing that. We stay calm. And if he says some shit to try to trigger you, you're better able to identify it and not react to it if you're calm. The reason why y'all react to stuff that you get triggered by so quickly is because you are so revved up that it's hard for your mind to discern between, is he trying to trigger me or not? So you're just reacting to everything. You're not able to think through it before you respond. But if you're calm and he says some stuff to try to trigger you, right, or to try to get a reaction out of you, right, then you just can be like, why do you feel that way? No. But it kind of hurts to hear that. Get in the habit of not responding to anything immediately. I don't care if it's in work, business, love, whatever it may be. And I'm not saying wait forever. I'm saying even in a conversation, giving yourself a 10-second pause before you respond. 10 seconds will feel like a long time, but give yourself time. That's one of the most feminine things you can do is not rush. He's saying something He's like, so what you think about that? What you feel? You ain't gonna answer me? You ain't gonna answer me? I'm gonna answer. I'm just thinking about it. Girl, I would do all that. It's not a game. It's really not a game. I'm legitimately thinking. It may be thinking, how do I respond to him in a way that does not rip his soul out and completely emasculate him because he's trying to trigger me and he's trying to get that bitch to show up and that bitch is present and ready to give him all of it, but I love him and I don't want to do that to him because he just is emotionally reactive right now, but I don't want to ruin this relationship by saying something that I know I'm capable of, but that would hurt him. So how do I respond to him in a way that it allows love to show up rather than me being triggered showing up? That time is really for his benefit. It is so for his benefit. It is so for his benefit. Because the daggers that we can throw with feminine energy is far sharper. They cut far deeper than the daggers that they can show, that they can throw. They throwing rocks and we throwing bullets. You know what I'm saying? They showing up with a slingshot, we showing up with a damn Uzi. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. No, I'm gonna answer you. I'm really just processing your question. So I want to answer honestly. And then talk slow when you answer. Talk slow. On purpose. Talk slow. You have to. You asked me, why am I being insensitive? I think is what you asked me. Is that correct? Okay. Well, it's not my intention to be or to be interpreted as insensitive. That's certainly not it. Because what I know to be true is that I love you. And I would never want to make you feel bad in the same way I'm sure you would never want me to feel bad. So if I said anything that came across that way, that wasn't my intention. And I hope that we can take like a small break from this conversation just to take a breather. Because I need to be able to think more deeply. And I think you could benefit from it too. We both can. So we can come back to the conversation in a clear way where we're communicating from our heart so that other things don't get in the way that could hurt the other person. Because I'm sure that's not your intention or mine. Girl, I do that shit every fucking time. Once I learned that, because I used to be more reactive. I was not always this way. But once I learned that, girl, game changer. Game changer. Game changer. When you can stop being reactive with men and start being in control, you in turn will end up controlling the conversation. You will control the dynamic. You said you were too pretty for your own good. Girl, it helps, honey. It helps. It helps. Thank you. Mm-hmm. That's what you got to do. All that fussing and stuff like that. And the thing was, when I was younger, I used to almost get like a little high out of, I'm going to pop off. When I would pop off, because I'm like, oh, you saying this shit to trigger me? Let me say, oh, honey, you don't know. You don't know. See, your trauma shows up with you just talking reckless. My trauma shows up with me intentionally being reckless. Let me show you what I can do. You said what? Let me tell you this. You know what I'm saying? Girl, this mouthpiece, honey, I'm going to re-traumatize you when you trying to hurt me. That was my thing. I wouldn't start the fight, but baby, if you wanted it, I was going to give it to you. And yeah, it was a highlight. I'm telling you everything I think. Nah. Don't try to cry now. Don't try to apologize. Then, of course, I done got them together, so of course, what he gonna do? He won't apologize. He gonna go buy me some shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna do all that. He gonna be a good boy for the next day, week, whatever. But you know what it did? That wasn't a good thing. Because what it ultimately did was to set together a dynamic that when you talk to me any kind of way, I talk to you any kind of way. And then what ends up happening is, although we get over the conversation, we get over it, we have re-traumatized each other. We hurt each other. Because the reason why we're triggered is because of unresolved trauma from childhood, from wherever else. So then you re-traumatize each other. And I used to, I remember I was in my therapist, and my therapist is like, you have to recognize that you can change the dynamic of the relationship. Well, you can't change it by yourself, but you can at least try to lead in that area. I was like, but how am I supposed to do that if I'm doing all this, I'm being patient, I'm doing this, and he's still saying all this shit? She said, because not everyone changes at the same time. And sometimes when you change and you do a new approach, if the only way you can do a new approach is if he's doing it at the same time with you and he's perfect, girl, it's not going to happen. What you have to be willing to do, this is what I learned, is you have to be willing to change how you approach things. And then what will happen is, in the beginning, they're going to push back on it. Not because they don't want your change. Not because they don't like your change. It's because they don't understand it. They think, what you doing? This is weird. What you doing? You trying to control this? You trying to blah, 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 blah. Well, if you done spent the last 5 months, 5 years, 50 years in a certain dynamic, what makes you think? What makes you think that you showing up one day doing this new approach you learned through MJ, that he or she is going to automatically adjust to it immediately? That is completely unfair. If you were a teacher in school and you came in to teach the children a new way to do, I don't know, algebra, some shit like that, or new whatever, right? Do you think they're going to get it in one day? No. But you're going to stick with the lesson. Now, obviously, this doesn't apply to when you with somebody who's emotionally immature and don't want to change. I'm talking about when you are in a relationship with a reasonably healthy person, but you just may have some unhealthy dynamics in this moment. Right? So you do it. You take your new approach and you're consistent with it, but here's the key. Here's the key. Here's the key. When you take this new approach, you can't come at him like, I'm going to be the bigger person. Because you don't want to heal. You don't want to change. Girl, don't weaponize your healing against him. Don't weaponize your therapy against him. Ain't nothing more toxic than somebody who go to therapy and try to weaponize their new lessons against the other person. Like you better than them. Girl, you was doing the same shit last week. Quit fucking playing. That don't mean you got it, that we shouldn't pat you on the back for changing, but let's be real about this for a second, okay? This is new to you as well. And you might have a slip up next week. Let's not act like we brand new today. Okay? But if you want to operate within your femininity, it's going to require you, right? It's going to require you to approach things in a way that feel unnatural for a little while. People say, I can't do that. I ain't patient enough, MJ. I can't do that. Okay. How's those relationships working out for you? Not just with your man, but with your children too. Because some of your relationships with your children will probably benefit if you brought more feminine energy to them. Just saying. Some of your relationships at your job and your progression at your job would benefit if you brought more feminine energy there. Just saying. Or if you work in sales, oh girl, you'd probably be one of the best salesmen there if you brought more feminine energy to it. It's going to require you to be a little uncomfortable, to do something new. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I think of it, all right? Let me go to my next question. What is my book about Please talk a bit about it, MJ. My book is called Get the Fuck Out of Your Own Way. A Guide to Letting Go of the Shit That's Holding You Back. That's what it's about. It's literally a full-on life guide to walk you through so many of life's most common situations, from how to have boundaries, how to get over heartache, all these different things, so that you can start living the life that you desire and deserve to live. It became a bestseller, I think, within like a week or so of its release, because it is so powerful. It is so powerful. We wrote most of it during the pandemic. And I just love it. I love it. And I'm just so happy that so many people all around the world have gotten it. The book, the link is available in the link that's in my bio on my Instagram page, the link on my Instagram page, or the link that's directly above or below this video if you're watching this video elsewhere. Okay? Get it. And like I said, even if you're in a part of the world where we don't ship the physical book, you can also get the audio version. You can also get I'm the one reading the audio version. Or you can get the ebook. Okay? Let me see here. MJ, okay, let me read this one. MJ, if a man has a male friend that he spent the weekend with alone, is that normal for a heterosexual man? I'm not going to sit up here and say yes and no, because I'm not trying to indict nobody. There could be nuances I'm not aware of. However, you're not asking this question because he spent the weekend with that man. You're asking this question because you already probably have instincts about this man that have been speaking to you. And the weekend was just something that happened that further validated your suspicions, or at the very least further made you question your suspicions even further. So from that perspective, what I would say is it's not about do I think he's heterosexual or not. It's about do you think he is. You're the one who's around him, not me. And the thing about women is this. Y'all have amazing gaydar until the man is laying beside you in bed. Y'all spend so much of your life around gay men, watching gay men on TV or on camera. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are always around gay men. But then when one's laying beside you in the bed, then all of a sudden you confused. Girl, what are your instincts telling you? What are your instincts telling you? And quiet as it's kept, y'all be liking gay men low key. Y'all been hearing about this thing that's on online. They're talking about the DL, the Houston DL Chronicles. Somebody released like a list, or so, I don't know if there's a list. I don't know how it works. But basically released all these people who they're saying are DL, right? I'm not here to give an opinion on the list itself, but my point about this is this. So many women will get with these quote-unquote DL or gay men and then act surprised when he does this stuff. And I'm like, girl, but you knew that about him. Or you had suspicions about that. Because a lot of y'all don't want to check yourself for the fact that some of the traits that you're attracted to in men actually are traits that gay men tend to have more than likely. I want my man to be extremely attractive, and like I want him to have really self-care. Because women be telling me, it's like, oh my God, MJ, if you were straight, I would want you. Girl, no you wouldn't. Because if I was straight, I wouldn't look like this. You see what I'm saying? Oh my God, MJ, I want a man like you. No you don't. You want a gay man? If a man looks like me, he's gay. My eyebrows are arched. Okay? My hair is done. This skin, perfection. You think a gay man, a straight man is sitting with a damn esthetician for 3 hours once a month? You know what I'm saying? Do you think a straight man is sitting in the gym all the time? No, because y'all will accept almost anything from these straight men. They can have a belly like they got a tie around their waist, so y'all still okay with it. He don't have to do that. If he look like me, he gay. And so y'all be attracted to, oh, MJ, you're such a good listener. You give such great advice. You're so emotionally intelligent. Because I'm gay. Because I'm gay. That's why I be trying to teach y'all about how to deal with these straight men. Because you be like, if he don't know how to be emotionally intelligent, if he don't know how to do this, he don't know how to do that, I don't need to be with him. Girl, unless you plan to be with a woman or a gay man, you're going to have to be patient with these men. Because they are not fucking wired like this. So then you meet a man oh my God, he is so stylish. He smells so good. He got a good job. And he knows how to listen. He's so emotionally available and blah, blah, blah. And all I'm hearing is gay, 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 gay. But you thinking Mr. Right? Then a year later, 5 years later, however long, y'all got kids. And you wondering why he going on boys trips all the time with these other men? You was really shocked. You was really shocked. I'm not justifying him lying to you, but why the fuck did you lie to yourself? Some of y'all really don't want a straight man. What y'all want is a gay man who likes women. Because the traits y'all be looking for in these men, straight men just don't have them. They got other really great fucking traits. They got really great traits. I'm not trying to show them. They got other traits that are amazing. But they ain't got this shit. Y'all want a gay man who like women. And who ain't gonna be with men no more. Girl, get out of here. Hey, Jana Berger! My unofficial publicist is here. She always just promote my book, and I appreciate her so much. So my point is this. Girl, pay attention to your instincts. I'm not gonna say if your man is gay or not, because I don't know this man from a can of paint. How am I supposed to make that statement? That would be reckless at best. Right? But I do think that if you think it, then ask yourself, why do you think it? And please, above all, do not go to that man. Ask him, are you gay? Are you gay? Remember that Janet Jackson clip from what movie was that? It was the Tyler Perry movie. It was fabulous. Are you gay? Are you gay? I'm not going to say the full script because I don't want to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Girl, I be seeing that. You say, is he gay, man, if he likes women? No, he's bisexual. There's a lot of them out here. A lot of them out here. I will say this, and I'm not trying to come for y'all because I think you have a right to be with whoever you want to be with. But I will say outside of the U.S., I have found that I have met far more women who tend to be more accepting of bisexual men. I think that in the U.S., I've come across far more women who say, I could never be with a bisexual man. Because their reason, their rationale, which makes sense if you're focused on that rationale, is I don't want to be with a man who may want to be with somebody else. Who may not just want me. It's not that she doesn't like the fact that he likes men. It's that she doesn't feel like she'll ever be enough for him. And from that perspective, I get it. Oh my God, I get it. But I met a lot of women through my travels who say, oh yeah, my husband, yeah, he's bisexual or whatever. But I'm like, but what? He doesn't cheat. He's focused on me. Like, it is what it is. Like, you know, he can like whatever he likes, but he likes me. Monogamy is very different than sexuality. If anybody can be monogamous. Y'all getting cheated on more by straight men than y'all getting cheated on by bisexual men. But that's another story for another time. My point is this. Trust your instincts and be honest with yourself. And also do an evaluation of what traits are you looking for in a man. Because some of the traits that you're looking for in a man may actually be attracting gay men. I'm just calling it like it is. Some of the traits y'all looking for in a man, I'm just like, where they make straight men like that? They don't make men like that. Not the straight ones. You want one of us, based on what you're saying. He need to have a really good job. Well, they got straight ones with good jobs, yeah. He needs to be emotionally intelligent. See, MJ, the way you talk to us, I want him to have conversation with him like that. If you ever get with a man, and talking to him feels like you're talking to one of your girlfriends, girl. Because he is. You know what I'm saying? He's always so well groomed. His body is perfection. He's always at the gym. I'm not saying that every man who's got a nice body is gay, but I'm just saying, girl. I've been to gyms in every corner of the world, every hemisphere. And about 80% of the men in there are not getting their bodies pumped up for y'all. You see what I'm saying? Because again, women, I've yet to see a woman turn a man down because he didn't have a six-pack. Y'all will turn him down because he's short. But not because he didn't have a six-pack. Men are the only ones who care about that stuff. Or else abstain. Okay? Alright. My friend has a crush on her coworker. Should she pursue him? I told her to tread carefully. Hell motherfucking no. Her coworker? What if it don't work out? What if it don't work out? You still gotta see him at work every day. Even if your job doesn't have any policies against that, right? Because a lot of companies, there's not like an official policy that says you can't do it. But why would you want to? Girl, if it's that deep, then go get another job and then date him. If it's that deep, you say, what you mean? It's not worth it. Ain't all that. I'm not gonna go get another job just so I can date him. Then it ain't worth it. If you don't want that man so much that you are willing to get another job so you can date him, if this man does not feel like your husband and he gonna be your future, then girl, it ain't worth it. Okay? You better know down to your bones that this man is gonna be the best man for you and blah blah, and he wants you just as much as you want him and blah 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 blah. And then go get another job so you can be with him. Oh, it ain't worth all that? Then he ain't worth all that. You said, you changed my life forever. You've been such a blessing. That is so sweet. Thank you so much, baby. It's an honor. You know, one of the things I started doing recently was when people come up to me and they tell me, I was in, where was that? I was at like Santon Mall in Joburg, which is South Africa. And this woman had come up to the table. I was at Tasha's, or Tasha's as they say. And this woman comes up to the table and she was like, it's like, hey, I'm so sorry. I just wanted to say, I love you. I like your videos. And so I asked her, what do you like about them? Because I used to never ask, and I got that idea from Oprah. I saw her talk about this, about how she started asking people over the years, why did they like her? And the reason was because she wanted to know. And I thought about that for all these years I stood on camera. I never really asked people that question. It never even occurred to me that I should ask people that. But it's good because it helps me to know how it impacts you all. Because I have so many videos out there, you know, from this just funny stuff that probably is not empowering at all to the other stuff that is deeply empowering, to the stuff that's both funny and empowering. And so I ask. And so I appreciate when people share that with me. I really do appreciate it, you know. Let me see here. Oh, Samantha says she loves when I go live. Thank you, baby. I do. I enjoy going live. Let me see here. I don't want to do wrong. Y'all know that Gladys Knight song? But it's been so long. Oh, I just can't help myself. My potential boyfriend is perfect, but I'm guarded and trying my best not to be. Help! I'm not used to saying sweet things, but really want to. Girl, then fucking fake it. You all need to go to fucking acting classes. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to be affectionate. You've never faked shit before? Fake it till you make it. I don't know how to be affectionate. Open your arms and hug him. The fuck? Open your mouth. Thank you. I love you too. What is so fucking hard about this shit? No one's asked you to speak motherfucking ancient Arabic, Roman, that's not even fucking language. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's asked you to speak that. The fuck is so goddamn hard? Y'all be making shit harder than it needs to be. I just don't know how to accept compliments. You say fucking thank you. You say thank you. Thank you. I just don't know how to do sweet shit. When you driving home from work and you know he likes Popeyes and you get yourself some Popeyes, get him some too. And then you say, here, I was thinking of you on the way home. And I love you too. Stop being dumb. Stop playing stupid. I just don't know how to. No, you don't want to challenge yourself to grow. It doesn't feel as easy as what I'm doing right now. Well, being alone ain't easy either. Y'all be sitting by yourself forever, and the minute you meet me, I just don't know how to change this so I can be open and... Girl, if you don't shut the fuck up and do that, and do what you need to do, or move out the way so another bitch can, because another bitch will. She gonna challenge herself. She gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? What you won't do, trust me, another one will. All right? Another bitch just like me. I ain't here to take your man, baby, but one thing I don't play around with is leveling up on mine. Okay, baby? I don't play with that shit. I don't play with that shit. I don't give a fuck. Why you other bitches acting all motherfucking hard like a soldier, bitch? I'm soft as a marshmallow. Okay, I'm soft and shit. Oh, I don't mind, honey. I don't mind. Baby, I was thinking about you today. You look good.
You look real good. What, I can't look at you? I was thinking about you today. I was waiting on you to get home. Because you treat me so good. Text me in the middle of the day. Baby, you just make me feel so safe. I feel so lucky to be with you. Girl, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to look thirsty. I don't want to look like I'm chasing. Says the amateur. Girl, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Because let me tell you this, when you treat a man that good, he going to chase you. When you make a man feel that good, he going to chase you. He is going to be up on you, girl. I told you, I done been proposed to twice. Okay? I ain't want to marry him. But my point is, these men will bend over backwards and make them feel good. You know what I love to do? When he in a bad mood. If I caused it especially. I'd be like, smile for me, baby. I'm good. No, I'm good. Quit playing. I'm like, baby, smile for me. No, I'm good. Stop. Go kiss him on his neck. And when I'm kissing on his neck, start saying it at the same time, baby, smile for me. Purr it in his ear. Baby, smile for me. Why won't you smile for me? You not gonna smile for me? You not gonna smile for me, baby? No, come on, quit playing. Girl, I keep on doing it. He's like, come on now, come on, Bill. Come on. I'm like, there go that smile. You mad at me, baby? You mad at me? You can tell me if you mad at me. Tell me what I did, what I do. You mad at me? I'm sorry, baby. You know I didn't mean it. I ain't doing all that. Girl, please. I will. I do. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Girl, I love that shit. I love that shit. He be like, all right. I'm your baby. Tell me I'm your baby. Tell me I'm your baby. I can't hear you, baby. Say it right here. Hell yeah. Girl, I don't give a fuck. I love that shit. I never understand why y'all be so hard with these men. I'm like, that is the last thing they want. They're like fucking puppies. They just want you to rub on them and be loving. And when they fuck up, a little pat on the tush. You know what I'm saying? No, don't do that again. They love this shit. They are so simple. Love up on them, be affectionate with them, be all ushy-gushy. They love that. She said, you really don't give a fuck. I really don't, girl. And the thing is, do they love when you be hard? Yeah, but here's the balance in that, girl. Okay? Because just as easy as I can do that, I can do the other thing. Not going off. No. But when he don't act correct, baby, I'm going home. Hey, why? You not staying here tonight? I thought you were staying here tonight. You not staying here tonight? No. I don't like the way I'm being treated this evening, so I'm going home. All right, we can talk tomorrow. I know how to do that too. Because see, when you do, here's the key, and y'all be missing this shit. I don't understand why. When you make your default mode the soft and gushy and sweet person, when you're so soft and sweet, you just pour femininity and affection on him, right? Then when you have to give the other side, he is going to feel like he's in a drought. He's going to be like you've taken the soul out of him. Like, what do you mean? Why you not treating me like, but I thought, why you not loving up on me? Why? He may not verbalize, but that's what he feeling.
Because you done made your default, all that good stuff. See, the reason why y'all be like, well, hold on, I do be trying to do that with my man, but he don't, I be trying to be distant sometimes. Not distant, I try to give him those consequences sometimes, but he don't respond to that. Girl, because your default mode is too fucking hard. You too masculine all the time. So when you then have to withdraw affection a little bit, it's no different than how you are normally. You just doing it with a frown now. You already withdrawn, right? You have to get him accustomed when he's your man and he's a good man. You have to make sure that he's accustomed to your affection, your warmth, your glow, your love. So that when he fucks around and has to find out, he don't know he can barely breathe. He like, you just gonna leave? But you just not gonna return my text messages? For real? Like, come on now. Come on. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, baby. That's why I'm so soft and sweet. A lot of y'all like to do the opposite. You give him the feminine, the soft, and the sweet as a reward. No, baby. Give it to him as a default. Give it to him as the default. It is the default. It is the all the time. And then you withdraw it when he needs that withdrawal. Thank you, Jana. My book is called Get the Fuck Out of Your Own Way. A Guide to Letting Go of the Shit That's Holding You Back. It's available where books are sold or through the link that's directly above or below this video. It's available in audio format. Printed like hardcover. Actually, I have a copy of it over there. It's too far for me to grab it, but the printed like hardcover book, the audio one I'm reading, and we got of course the ebook, and you can get it anywhere in the world. Isn't it fabulous? Yes. So that's my whole thing. And I'm at the point now for myself where if I see that he's like hurt from the consequences he's experiencing from something he may have said to me, I feel it. I'm like, oh my God, I wanted this. But I have disciplined myself to hold my ground, not to be stubborn, but to hold my worth. Because you don't get to do that and have me still give you this. Right? You don't get that. So I've learned how to do that. So you know how they like to mope? They be moping looking at you. So I guess you just ain't talking to me still. We just gonna walk around the house like we ain't talking to each other. For real, like that's what we doing. Let me get my shirt. I gotta get my shirt. This is way too familiar, so let me pull my face back together. That's what we doing. You just ain't. All right, cool. It's cool. It's cool. Girl, you do all that. Just look at him like this. Soft and sweet. Don't be angry. He's already falling apart, girl. You don't have to kick him when he's down. Baby. A little smirk. Why you smiling? Why you smiling? Like for real? Like you the one not talking to me. You up here acting all distant and stuff. Like, come on now. Come on now. Baby. Like I said, talk slow so you can think about what you want to say. Is this your way of telling me that you want to be connected to me? That you want affection? That you want to talk? I mean, yeah, I'm saying like this stupid. Why we gotta do all this? Why we gotta do all this? Like, why you gotta act like you ain't talking to me and stuff like that? Come on, blah 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 blah. All I did was blah 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 and blah blah blah. I hear you. But can I ask you a question? Yeah, what's up?
yesterday when we were speaking. And I know we talked about a lot, so if you don't remember this part, it's okay. I can remind you. But do you remember what I was saying that I needed from you? Just your way of reminding them.
You're like, what you mean? Like, yeah, we was talking about a lot.
I always give him an out. Like, I know we talked about a lot. Because sometimes he don't really remember that shit. He just don't. It is what it is. Right? He ain't a bad person. He just didn't remember. Right? He was focused on his feelings like he was focused on yours. Like, you can't blame him. Doesn't mean he didn't care. Sometimes we think that, he doesn't care because he didn't remember every fucking word we said. Well, some of us talk more than them. So what are we going to do, right? And so, then you just be like, well, baby, what I was saying was that I understood your perspective a great deal when you said X, when you said blah, 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 blah. But what I was hoping for was that you would also acknowledge mine. Because I just, in case I missed it, just maybe I missed it, but you didn't acknowledge mine. And also, when you said X, Y, Z, and I told you that hurt, you also never apologized to me for that. So it's not that I'm trying to give you the silent treatment. I'm just honestly hurt. This isn't about being silent. I just am hurt. And I just don't know how to talk right now. I don't know how to, I need time to just heal. Bam. Dow. We just lock that in. Cacao. Cacao. Right? Alright, that's what I want to do, but you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. You gotta stay soft, stay soft, stay soft, stay soft. Don't do that, right? Because then he'd be like, because the key to this is the motto of what I'm sharing with you. When you're really, really feminine, sweet, nurturing all the time, but then you got to pull back. Sometimes when he needs correction, and he tries to bring the conversation up, because they have some of the, we call it like how you bring up the conversation. You try to bring it back up in this way by poking at you. They sometimes will bring it back up by poking at you. Like, yeah, I mean, if you ready to stop being on all that sensitive stuff, we can talk now. Girl, don't get triggered by that stuff. Girl, please. He just saying he want to connect and he don't know how to say it. That's all that is. That's all that is. Don't even worry about that. So what you do is you use that as your opportunity to, in a feminine, sweet, soft way, to reiterate how much you love him, what you heard from him, what he seemed not to hear or acknowledge from you, but you don't say it like that. You come out, well, baby, I know we talked about a lot. So it's okay if you might not remember this part. But do you remember when I was saying that blase, 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 blah, and all I wanted was blase, 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 blah? You know what I'm saying? And you like, because most of the time he didn't fucking hear that shit. Well, he didn't internalize it. He was so much in his own feelings. He just didn't take it in. It's not that he didn't want to give you the apology. It's not that he didn't want to acknowledge your feelings. He was just too fucking focused on his fucking feelings. Right? You gotta understand, when you have feminine energy as your dominant energy source, we are the receptive energy party. Right? We're the receptive energy party. So we can receive. That's why you can be working from home on your computer, hearing what your kids are saying to you, or what they're doing over there, paying attention to them, and also hearing what's on TV. We can take everything in and still process it, usually pretty well. They're not wired for that shit. So you're expecting him to be upset, be triggered, all these things, and still hear everything you're saying and respond in a way that is always going to be perfect. Girl, that requires a lot of work. You had a lifetime to be this way. He's just learning it. I'm talking about good men, not lazy men. I'm talking about good men who just, this isn't their skill set. So they're going to mess up a lot when you're in conflict, when you're in whatever with them. They're going to mess up. Maybe not all the time, but they're going to mess up. They are. It is what it is. And that doesn't mean that he doesn't have a responsibility to improve. And that doesn't mean you have to coddle him or make excuses for him. But he's going to mess up. So the key is not what was the mess up, but the key is how do we get on track? How did it resolve? My mom's a therapist. Well, she's retired now. And one thing she would always say was, when I remember calling her when I was younger and I was fussing about my relationship, and I tell about the whole argument. I'm talking for 40 minutes straight, talking about, and he said this, and I said this, and this happened, and that happened, and blah, blah, blah. And she would always say, how did the conversation resolve?
Because she'd always say the most important thing is how it resolves. You're going to have conflict. My issue is not the conflict. My question is, how did it resolve? Right? So he comes back, and then that's your opportunity to say to him what it was. Sometimes they need a lot of them. I've learned this as I've gotten older. A lot of men, masculine energy men and masculine energy women too. Most issues are not going to resolve in just one conversation. Sometimes they got to have the conversation. It's going to be a conflict potentially or whatever it may be. And then everybody cools down and they come back together later on, however they come back together. Do you get where I'm going with that? You know, but the key is this. It resolves much faster and much cleaner and has more finality to it, meaning that this issue is more than likely not to come up again, or at the very least, you'll see progress if you approach it in a feminine way. You said, what do you do with these men that bail anytime that there's a conflict? You mean that he's a runner? He's that could be because he's non-confrontational or he's just emotionally unavailable. Here's how I would deal with it, right? Because that is unacceptable, right? So, okay, so you have a conflict and he ditches and doesn't call you back for days. You have a conflict like, I'm leaving, I'm going home, but he don't come back. Because like I said, it's okay to take space. But the key about taking space is this. If you're going to take space, you need to be able to communicate, I'm just taking space, and also communicate when the space or when the time is going to be up. Those two things are necessary. You can't just take space and the other person's just waiting indefinitely for you, period. So if he does that, the first time I would use it as a teachable moment. It hurts, but the first time you may have to kind of set the standard for him. So I'm going to leave, blah, blah, blah. He goes away, don't call, don't text, don't do anything. I know you're hurting, I know you're scared, I know you're wondering, is he going to abandon you? Do not fucking call. Do not text. Don't do anything. You need to let him come back when he comes back. An hour later, a week later. That doesn't mean your life stops in the meantime. But don't do anything, right? When he pops up, whenever that comes up, right? Sometimes what's going to happen, and it will really piss you off. He'll come back around and act like nothing ever happened. Like nothing ever happened. Hey baby, you need me to put that away? I bought you some blah, 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 blah. And this thing you gotta recognize, he's not doing this for the sole purpose of hurting you or shaking you at your core. He's doing this probably because that's what he saw growing up. Maybe his mother was the one who did that. Maybe his father was the one. Maybe this is how he dealt with his family. Maybe he grew up in a household with very emotionally or physically abusive parents or who were narcissists, and he couldn't confront people. When he was upset, he couldn't express his feelings because there were severe consequences that he would face if he did. People who run from conflict, and I'm not saying that it's okay to run from conflict, but they typically run from conflict because at some earlier point in their life, they learned that running from conflict was safer. So then they grow into adults who are continuing to run from conflict because they're operating with an old toolkit. They're using a survival guide that worked for them and that was necessary for them at an earlier point in their life, but is no longer necessary for them anymore. And now they're in a relationship with a healthy partner who's saying, why are you running from me? But they can't associate. They don't understand fully sometimes, oh, I'm doing that because it's a triggered response. It's a habitual response that I've learned to do in order to protect myself, because in my formative years, the people who I loved and expected to protect me most would actually harm me physically or emotionally, or for that matter, give me complete and total silent treatment if I ever confronted them or tried to express my feelings. You know how many kids got beat for saying what they felt? Do you think that those scars and that way of dealing with things just goes away just because they turn 35 and decide to get a wife? No. When did he have the opportunity to unlearn it? And here's the thing, in a lot of cases, and I'm going to tell you how to deal with it in a minute, but in a lot of cases, we don't see our true issues or even know our true issues until we're in a relationship and we have a mirror shining back at us. You think you ready for love. You think you healthy enough for love. And then you get with somebody and you realize just how much of your stuff is there. There are so many triggers within you that can come up only once you're in an intimate relationship. You don't know who you are until you're sitting in front of someone who you love deeply and who you're opening up to trust. The more you open up to trust somebody, the more your triggers can come out. That's normal. That's normal. That's why I think it's so unrealistic that people expect that 2 years, 3 years, 7 years into a relationship, that it should feel like it felt in year one. Baby, y'all's triggers and shit wasn't showing up in year one. Barely was showing up in year two. Barely. You know what I'm saying? So of course it's going to feel different then, because now y'all really meeting each other, because now you're really meeting yourself. And that doesn't mean you should just tolerate anything, but it does mean you said these men need to go to therapy. No, you all both need to go to therapy. I've got a theory. When you're starting a new serious relationship, then both of you all, or at the very least one of y'all, but I would say both of y'all, need to be in therapy. It doesn't have to be couples therapy. Individual therapy. You need to have a space you can go to process your feelings. I don't care if it ain't nothing but once a month. Because new relationships bring up new stuff. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the relationship. That's just my opinion. Right? So anyway, he does the whole pull away thing in conflict. It's unacceptable. That's not sustainable for a long-term relationship. It's just not. So what I would do is, again, you do not reach out to him. You do not contact him. Because here's the thing. If you try to contact him, try to reach him, and you doing all that stuff, where you at, blah, 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 you're training him to believe indirectly that when I pull away, I get your attention more. I get more of your affection. I get more of your whatever. Even if it's just rage and emotions. Where you at, blah, 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 I hate you, I'm done with you. It's still emotions. Right? He gets a reaction out of you. Talk to your friends. Talk to your therapist. Do not do that with him. Because you're conditioning him to believe, even though he may not be conscious of it, but to believe that when he pulls away, he actually gets more of your attention. And for some children, that was what they did. They pulled away to get their parents' attention because maybe the mom and dad were too checked out. So the only way they could get their parents' attention was by running away, by not coming home at night, by not doing whatever, by walking away from conflict. Then mom's freaking out, chasing them down the street. Right? Hey, I got love, I got affection. So you have to show him, I'm not showing up in that way. You got to show him better than you can tell him. So he comes back, whatever coming back means. When he comes back, do not react immediately. Where you been? You just gonna walk away from me? Blah, 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 blah. Get your shit and get out. Girl, not yet. Right? Hopefully you don't have to do that. I think that what happens is when he comes back, whether he brings it up or not, you just say, baby, I need to have a serious talk with you. I need to have an important talk with you. We can do it now. Or if you like, maybe we can do it a little bit later when it works for you. You can be direct about this. Because what he did was stonewalled you, which feels like a form of abuse. It actually is a form of abuse, even if they didn't intend it that way. Even if they did not intend it that way. Now, more than likely didn't. He says, okay, we can talk now, we can talk later, whatever it is. Then you need to be very direct with him while still maintaining your femininity. I always say lead with love. Lead with love. Lead with love. Baby, I love you so much. That's why I'm in this relationship, and that's why I want to build my future with you. I really do. And I know that we had our conflict yesterday or earlier today or whatever it may be. And I know that it was tough for both of us. I'm sure we both triggered each other. And I know it was tough for both of us. You have to acknowledge him. I don't care how wrong you think he is. If this man is worth trying to fix it with, then you need to acknowledge him. You can't think, well, you wronged me, so your feelings don't count no more. Girl, this isn't the fucking trauma Olympics. You know what I'm saying? It's not winner takes all. You have to acknowledge him. Right? No matter how wrong you think he is, you have to acknowledge his feelings too. Or else he won't listen to you. I'm telling you this right now, whether you want to hear it or not. I know we both were hurt. I know we both felt a lot of things yesterday. And I know it was a rough conversation for both of us. I know it was. And I never want to hurt you. And if I said anything that did, I am so sorry for that. I am so sorry for that. And I recognize that when I said X, that seemed to have hurt you. That wasn't my intention. I'm so sorry for that. And I also want to share with you something as well. For me, my desire, and I'm sure this is yours too, is that we're able to work through things and heal. And I know that we'll process things differently sometimes because we're two different people. But I think that for both of us, it's very hard for us to process feelings if we don't feel safe. And maybe some things I said to you didn't make you feel safe, right? And I'll tell you what didn't make me feel safe. And I'm sure it wasn't your intention. But when you just left and you didn't reach out, you never said when you were coming back, you just left, I felt really scared. I felt unsafe. I didn't know what was going to happen. And for me, that was just a pain that I don't want to experience again. So I just want to make a request. And I'm open to any request you have of me as well. Is in the future, when we are in conflict, if you need to take space, I will respect that. But I just have one request, just one request. Hey, Samson. My one request is that if you need to take space, can you please just let me know that and let me know when you might be back, when you will be back. Hey, babe, I just need some space right now. I'll be back in a couple hours. I'm just going to my brother's house. I'll be back in a couple hours. Because then that makes me feel safe. So I'm not saying don't take space. I'm just asking for me. Could you tell me that you need to take space rather than just storming out, right? And let me know when you may be back. And this isn't to be rigid. Let's say you just need 2 hours, but you 2 hours hits and you realize you need more time, then just text me and say you need more. I know that may not be something you need, but this is something that I need. And like I said, I'm completely open to you sharing with me what you may need at times when we are disagreeing, because maybe there's something you need from me so that you can feel safe in those conflicts. Because we're going to have conflicts, but the key is that we both have to feel safe during them. Once you have a conversation like that with him, if he continues to do the same thing, then yeah, you see that maybe this guy, the way that he deals with his emotions isn't for you. Because this is not going to work, right? I don't care how perfect the man is. I can't be with a man who makes me feel unsafe in conflict. Period. You know what I mean? I can't do that. I just literally can't. But I think that if you all are just starting out and you haven't had this conversation with him, you're getting mad at him for something that he may not fully be aware of how it impacts you. You know what I mean? And I think that if your desire is to be with him long term, then you need to think about this. So you said some people don't respond well to kindness and love. Well, those are people who you should not be in a relationship with. If you being vulnerable with someone in this way inspires them to respond negatively to you, then obviously that is a sign, in my opinion, that this person is not the one for you. Because if they throw daggers at you when you open your heart, then this person's not safe for you. Right? But I want to throw this in here. If y'all been doing it a pretty unhealthy way for a while, months, years, whatever, and now you want to change the trajectory, just know that there will be sort of an adjustment period. Just because you decided you want to be healthier and do things different now, doesn't mean they're going to adjust immediately. But that's why you have to be patient and be steadfast with it. And in my opinion, it does not it does not hurt. It's very helpful to perhaps get into therapy so you can have a space to process these things through. Because my conversations with you right? And I do coaching sessions, but I'm not your therapist. I'm not a therapist. I can't diagnose you. I don't treat mental illness, right? But in terms of coaching through these types of matters, yeah, I'm happy to help you. You can use the link in my on my page to click that as well. But the thing is, these are conversations that are here to help inspire the change, give you a direction to sail within, right? But you may need a therapist to be with you along the way. Because what a therapist may be able to do is they may be able to help you to unpack the trauma that caused the behavior within you, or that caused you to respond in certain ways. You see where I'm going with this? So that's what I want you all to think about. Anyway, I have to go. And why I have to go? It's none of your business. But I do have to go, all right? Y'all are not the only people who desire my time, Adidas. But I love you all to death. I will keep this video up and I'll get it posted over on YouTube if you want to watch the replay. And again, my book is called Get the Fuck Out of Your Own Way, a guide to letting go of the shit that's holding you back. It's available where books are sold, as well as through the link that's on my Instagram page or the link that's directly above and below this video. It has audio format where I'm the one who's reading it. It also has the hard cover, so you can order the actual physical copy of the book. We also have, what else do we have? Of course, we have the ebook, where you can get the ebook. So you can get it anywhere in the world, basically. One of those you can get at least in the world. And you're going to love it. I believe it's life-changing. That's why it became a bestseller so quickly. All right, y'all. But anyway, I love y'all. I'll be back. Bye.